I know I don't have much of a voice because I'm a small creator, but I still have some. I need y'all to see this. Take a look. So this 12-year-old boy was in court for a felony charge for selling CDs. And as you can tell by his skin color, he's a person of color. And then this white woman, who's a daycare provider who hanged a toddler in her basement, was sentenced to probation. Felony charge, probation.
Please stop scrolling and listen to me just for a second. Along with everything going on in the world right now, I would like to introduce you to my friend Alejandro Vargas Martinez. In December 2018, he was walking to school, an innocent 15-year-old child, and he was shot. And still to this day, there has been no arrest made. I want to spread awareness, and I want his name to be heard, and I want justice to be served because he deserves justice. His life was amazing, and his life was worth it, and Black Lives Matter. And I'm not Black, but I mourn with you. So please share this video, and please spread awareness and get justice for my friend.
This is the youngest person to be sentenced to death. This is George Steiny Jr., and he was just 14 when he was executed. During the trial, he always carried a Bible claiming his innocence. He was accused of killing 2 white girls, one 11 years old and one 7 years old. The body of the 2 girls was found outside his house and his parents' house. The trial lasted 2 hours, but was decided 10 minutes after. The boy's parents were not allowed in the courtroom, and they were expelled from the city. For the trial, he spent 81 days in prison without being able to see his parents or anybody. After the 80 days and he was sentenced, they killed him with 5,380 volts to the head. 70 years later in 2014, a judge in South Carolina actually proved that he was innocent.
This is America. Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping up. Yeah, this is America.
Things I can't do while Black. I can't wear a hoodie. I can't go to the store. I can't shop. I can't sell CDs. I can't sell cigarettes. I can't play in the parks. I can't play loud music. I can't get a traffic ticket. I can't drive. I can't take the train. I can't go to my own party. I can't celebrate New Year's. I can't live. I can't jog. I can't breathe. I can't sleep in my own home. I can't relax in my own home. I can't be safe in police custody. I just can't while Black.
All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Funny how the media covers white riots versus black protests. Seems like when the protesters are black, the media uses some pretty harsh words.
The bad guys, lawlessness, looting,
wild animals,
criminals, and thugs.
Thugs. Isn't it the right word?
However, if you're white and you're tearing up the city because of a game, you're just young people.
Young people danced on a flipped-over car.
His UK fans did stupid things.
Some maybe got a little out of control.
Seeing a scene like this just shows how passionate the UK fans are.
It's so tough to lose, and unfortunately the ugly side that we sometimes see in sports.
And notice how the police always show up to a black protest in military-grade equipment, and yet the media claims they're just doing nothing.
It's inexplicable why the police are doing nothing.
Let's mobilize the National Guard.
If I'm a riot and I see the police doing nothing, I might feel like I have a license.
You would.
But at white riots, the cops actually are standing around doing nothing.
Another group of cops over there just standing there.
No one was really doing anything.
These guys look like
Today's audience was separated into two groups. Not on the color of their skin were they separated when they arrived. They were separated based on the color of their eyes. But they have no idea that they were separated. What we did was treat each group differently, discriminating against the people who have blue eyes, catering to those people with brown eyes.
Come on. What color are your eyes? Blue? Over there. Put it on. No. Over there. Blue? Over there.
The blue-eyed people were pulled out of line, told to put on a green collar and wait outside. When the brown-eyed people arrived, they were told to step to the front of the line. Audience members with brown eyes were allowed to enjoy coffee and donuts. The blue-eyed group became upset when they saw the brown-eyed people were being seated first.
What are they doing in there?
Diversity expert Jane Elliott helped set up the experiment.
I've been a teacher for 25 years in the public, private, and parochial schools in this country, and I have seen what brown-eyed people have done as compared to what blue-eyed people do. And it's perfectly obvious. And if I didn't believe it before this morning, you should have been here this morning when we brought these people in here.
Feeling discriminated against, the blue-eyed audience members were visibly upset.
She was rude to us, all of us. Yelled at us, called us names, pushed us aside. She was rude.
Just want to say, why doesn't Jane have a green collar on? She's got blue eyes.
Because I've learned to act brown-eyed. I have a brown-eyed husband and 3 brown-eyed children.
Why did you?
And the message in this room is, act brown-eyed and you too can take off your collar. Act intelligently and you too won't need your collar. None of you have acted intelligently yet.
It wasn't long before the brown-eyed people bought into the idea that they were superior.
You people, look, it is... People, I had a girlfriend in school who was blue-eyed. She was so stupid. She was always copying off of my papers. These people were so rude and so noisy today, we couldn't hear ourselves even talk. It was ridiculous.
Eventually, the audience figured out the show was really about race. Now, he was so angry, he took off his collar way on early.
How many of you people of color can take off the collar that we have put on you? How many of you can take off your color? But if a black male refused to follow your orders, or your husband's orders, or your father's orders on the street, you would not see that as being highly principled. You would see him as being an uppity nigger.
Well, we can see where this is going. She's saying that everybody has racism in them. It's not really about the eye. She's trying to teach about racism. But she can't get away from the fact that God created the races, and you are going to be different. You can't help it.
God
to be like that.
One race, the human race, and human beings created racism.
We caught up with the mastermind behind the eye color test. Jane Elliott is her name, 22 years later.
Who would... I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Took the helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping. This is America. Don't catch you slipping up. Look how I'm living up. Police be tripping up. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. And they always say congratulations. This is America. Work so hard. Don't catch you slipping up.
This is our motto. Your time to shine. Don't wait in line. Y vamos por todo. People are raising their expectations. Go on and feel this is your moment. No hesitation. Today's your day. I feel it. Believe. If you get down, get up. Oh, oh. When you get down, get up. Hey, hey. Tamina, mina, san kalewa.
America.
Tamina, mina. Waka waka, samina mina sakalewa, anawa samina mina, waka waka, samina mina sakalewa. This time
America.
I'm well on my journey, biggie biggie mama, 1 A to Z. Party so on my journey, biggie biggie mama, from east to west. Party waka waka my waka waka my Sangue sin sama zibuye.
God bless.
It's me! Hi, Mom! Hey, girl! Hey, Mom! Hey, yo, this is my mom! Hey, Mom! Hey, Mom! Bye, Mom! Love you! Come on, you! We see you, kids! They started shooting at us! You can see we've just been walking. They formed this little area over here. We haven't been brutalizing anything. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Please protect us. Please cover all the protesters. God, please don't let them start violence on us. Please don't let them start shooting it. No! Stop! Gosh, they're just shooting. They're just shooting at us! You're police officers! We gotta go. Come on. Come on.
I say it again, what do you have to lose? Look, what do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Arrested in Lawrence County. Within minutes, people start equating that to what happened in Minnesota.
Shortly after Sebastian Erzadon is arrested, officers give the double murder suspect water and begin dressing his wounds. Within minutes, social media erupts with images like this one, showcasing the different police treatment for the suspect in Tennessee versus George Floyd, the suspect in Minnesota. Even celebrities like Snoop Dogg weighed in, writing, "Would you like a steak with your water after you killed 2 people?" Lawrenceburg Police Chief Terry Beecham, a lawman for 46 years, tells me he's appalled by what happened in Minnesota.
I can breathe. That man is in your custody. You have a moral and a legal obligation to protect him just like you would anybody else.
And he's shocked by the social media reaction to the arrest of their double murder suspect.
There's protesters shoulder to shoulder, inches away from cops.
You've had 6 weeks!
Screaming the most disgusting things. An inch away from their face.
Police officers who are being taunted. They're really showing great discipline in the face of this danger.
One thing I would hope that mothers and fathers need to raise children who respect authority.
Are you stupid? You need people off the streets.
The minute someone steps in the street, blocks traffic, and breaks the law, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to go to jail.
Demonstrators blocked traffic on streets around the Capitol. They must be stopped.
A packed restaurant in Colorado defied state orders and opened on Mother's Day.
See what I mean? They don't care.
There's shocking video out of Buffalo, New York, showing an elderly man being pushed by police in front of City Hall. Look at this. Watch. That's him falling to the ground, bleeding from his head. You see all the people helping him and calling for medical assistance? I don't. Witnesses on the scene saying the man was pushed while police were clearing the area. Our affiliate reporting that police say he tripped and fell as another person was being arrested for disorderly conduct. Tripped and fell. Is that what you saw? Can we roll that back, please? Please.
I can't breathe! 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 I can't breathe!
Jesus Christ! Jesus fucking Christ! We're unarmed! We're unarmed!
Because Black Lives Matter, but not till they're dead, right? For Keith Childress, may he rest in peace, who was shot and killed in December of 2015 when the police officer mistook his phone for a weapon. No officers were charged with this crime. For Betty Jones, may she rest in peace, who was shot and killed by a police officer on Christmas Day after opening the door. No officers have been charged with this crime. For Kevin Matthews, may he rest in peace, who was pepper sprayed and shot after getting into an altercation with the officer. Kevin was schizophrenic. No officers have been charged with this crime. For Michael Noel, may he rest in peace. He was only 32 when he had a mental breakdown. His mother called the police for his own safety, yet he was handcuffed and shot twice, with no officers being charged for this crime. For Michael Lee Marshall, may he rest in peace. A 50-year-old man who was unarmed and mentally ill was restrained by 3 sheriff deputies to an unconscious state where he later died 9 days after on life support. No officers have been charged with this crime. And for George Floyd, may he rest in peace, who was handcuffed with his face shoved into the hot concrete, who was slowly suffocated by the knee of one officer as the other stood and watched. No officers have been charged with this crime.
okay. Back up. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Go! Pick him up! He got shot! Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, baby! You're okay! You're okay! You're okay! You're okay! Oh my god! I can't breathe! 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 I'm on my way. I'm on. I'm on.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be called.
Martin County Sheriff's Department.
Hi. I need to report an assault.
Okay, where did it occur at?
Standing Rock. There are innocent, unarmed people being attacked with water and militia-style police firing at point-blank range with high-powered mace on unarmed people. Who protects the people?
Ma'am, yeah, if there's police there, then it has
The police are the ones attacking innocent, unarmed people. So what do we do to stop the police literally hitting people at point-blank range in the face? People can lose eyes. People are going to get hypothermia. People could die. We have elders here. We have children here. We have all ages here. Nobody is armed except for the police. Who protects the people from the police?
Well, I guess if you want to put it up the chain of command, the next person to talk to would be the governor's office.
I need him. He don't do shit. Get him. I need him. Okay. Get him. Okay. All right, up.
People work too hard. Too hard. You ain't gonna do it in front of me. It might just be a little shoes, a little clothes, but you won't ransack this shit, not tonight.
Nobody was doing anything. They pulled in, they opened fire. Look at them. They're aiming their fire now. They're working towards us. They're working. Step back, get back. Your head. He's head. Step back. Step back. I got it. Whoa, watch it, guys. We got gas here. All right, back up. All right, they are now moving toward us. There was...
Come on, they're shooting at us.
Yeah, they're shooting, guys.
Let's go.
Put your helmets on. Miguel, stay with me. Okay, we got gas. Continuing to fire at us. Okay, there we go. Here's a gas canister. All right, there has been no provocation, Joshua. There was nothing that happened whatsoever. The police pulled into this intersection unprovoked right into the middle of the crowd, split the crowd, started...
Me. What the hell?
If you're just tuning in, you are watching our correspondent, Omar Perez, being arrested by state police in Minnesota. We're not sure why our correspondent is being arrested.
What the fuck?
1 second, Allison. Let's listen.
Our hands up and said that we were media, walked toward them. We were still several hundred feet from them. We yelled, "We're media." They responded, "We don't care," and they opened fire a second time.
Recently, I've seen a lot of white people ask, how is this happening? How does this continue to happen? How can the police just be killing unarmed innocent black citizens? Well, let me show you some history. This right here is the badge of a runaway slave patrol officer, aka the actual local law enforcement. In the 1860s, these were people paid by private citizens to hunt and kill black people. And this is a very modern day badge of a sheriff today. You add all this up plus the alliance of the KKK in the 1960s, and we have an extremely inherently racist, corrupt police system. Now, I'm not saying that every police officer is a racist person and a murderer, but I am saying at the core of the police organization, there is a system of racism and corruption. So if you want to know what you can do, just know the country is built on some bullshit, and we need your help changing it.
Ma'am, can you pick out the man that robbed you? Number two.
Y'all know that's up, right?
Sir, can you pick out the man that embezzled hundreds of millions of dollars from the American economy and then made you pay for it?
You mean after systematically devaluing my education and relegating me to certain neighborhoods, whereas I couldn't actually pursue the education that would enable me to rise to meet a certain fiscal stature in this country?
And also preventing you from making any loans for homes or jobs or businesses or getting a car lease?
So one of the most common comments that I've been getting is that black women don't get discriminated against for their hair, which is crazy. So I have a daughter. Her father is black and I am Libyan and white. Clearly she's super, super light, but she has some big, beautiful hair. Well, she did. Her texture changed as she got older. It's very interesting. But in kindergarten, big, beautiful blonde afro. She was sent home for being a distraction, for her hair being a distraction. Literally sent home from school for her natural hair. And then I started braiding her hair, like you see, and they were telling me that she can't have synthetic hair. It has to be her natural hair. Her hair can only be braided with her natural hair. So her natural hair isn't okay, and her big afro, and these braids aren't okay because it's not her hair. This really happens, guys.
And there you go.
Excuse me, where's my plate?
You don't get a plate.
Why not?
It doesn't matter.
My plate matters.
Hey, all plates matter.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. I'm just saying, where's my plate?
Are you saying your plate matters more than mine?
Yeah, my plate matters too.
Okay, but you all have your plates and I don't have mine. So what's the problem with what I'm saying? And you know what? I didn't get the right drink either. I asked for a cup of just ice. You gave me just air.
Who the hell orders just ice?
I like the way it tastes when it melts.
So you want water?
No, I want a cup of just ice.
What do you want? You don't get justice. Just ice.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for who? For you? For some? Not for us. Not for our people, so please stop saying we equal with your flag of red, white, and blue in one hand. You beat us until we're black and blue with the other beat us, until we're none beat us, until we can't walk straight, then you put us in chains if we lucky. But for the ones of us who aren't so lucky, you tell us to put our hands up as some type of sick tribute to your privilege, and then you pull the trigger into our bodies laid down on your ground, pull the trigger until your clip is empty, pull the trigger until we make your evening news, and then when our children cry, we have to look our children in the eyes and tell them that they have to be cautious, that when they walk your streets, they have to do so in fear, that they have to spend an entirety of their life looking over their shoulder, because you will hunt them down and you will bury them.
You say you want to make America great again, but we all know what that really means. You know, ban Muslims, Mexicans are rapists, Black lives don't matter. Make America great again? I think you want to make America white again. Your only goal is to stay in the spotlight no matter how much it fuels the fire of hate groups that you apparently know nothing about, like the KKK and neo-Nazis. You have people at your rallies who openly assault black teenage girls because, hey, that's American. The messed up thing is, I don't even really know if you're evil. I think you're just such an egomaniacal, attention-thirsty, psychopathic, power-hungry, delusional waste of skin and bones that you'll do, say, or allow anything if it means you'll just get one more minute in the limelight. Thing is, it says more about us as a country. Guess we're finally showing our true colors. Not only are we letting this bull slide, we're supporting you.
Again?
Some of y'all need to watch Zootopia so you can have racism explained to you like you're 5. I'm gonna give you one example.
Cuter than I thought you'd be.
You probably didn't know, but a bunny can call another bunny cute, but when other animals do it, it's a little...
So please, don't say the N-word if you're white.
Trying to spray a soothing mixture on Gracie to stop the burning.
We spent about 10 minutes dousing her in Maaloxone water and milk, taking her clothes off, treating her.
But the worst was yet to come.
I said, she's only 3. I'm not even here for the protest. We got gassed out of our vehicle. And he dead looked at my daughter and threw the canister in front of her, and it exploded up into her face.
The hard part for me was right before the second canister came. I had given her a cough drop, and she had looked at me and she said, "Thank you for the candy." And she was smiling again, and I felt like we had done what we came to do. She was smiling, she wasn't scared. And then the second canister exploded. And all over again, everything we had just worked for was in her lungs and on her body, and she was naked because we had already taken her clothes off.
Farlow says she's still shaken by what the girl went through.
When I showered last night and it burnt, I imagined those parents showering that child off and trying to explain
What are you ordering?
Oh, just a Pride flag.
Why?
I don't need one here.
Where are you gonna hang it?
What?
Where are you gonna hang it?
Off the balcony.
Oh.
So the people that are looking at house next to us know. Plus it's Pride Month.
Because life is short. Life is short and it's fragile, and we don't know how many birthdays we have, so we don't have to have a birthday to celebrate, just celebrate life. And if you haven't told someone you love them, do it now. Do it, tell people you love them. Call your friends, text your friends.